Hello, Andy here. Let's talk about the most famous Conlangs. A Conlang, or constructed language, is a language that has been intentionally created rather than naturally evolved. It can be designed for artistic expression, fictional worlds, philosophical exploration, or practical communication. In this video, we are going to cover the top 10 most famous Conlangs. Esperanto, developed in 1887 by Polish ophthalmologist L.L. Zamenhof, is the most widely spoken constructed language, created as a neutral linguistic medium to foster global communication and peace. Its grammar is regular and simple, with no exceptions, and its vocabulary is derived primarily from European languages like Latin, French, German, and English. Esperanto uses a phonetic alphabet where each letter corresponds to a single sound, making pronunciation straightforward. The language has a thriving community, with literature, music, and even films produced in Esperanto. It is spoken by hundreds of thousands worldwide, and has periodic global congresses bringing speakers together. Now listen to the sample.
Patronia, kiu estas en la cielo, sanctigata estu via nomo, venu via regno, fariĝu via volo, kiel en la cielo, tiel ankaŭ sur la tero. Nian panon ĉiutagan donu al ni hodiaŭ, kaj pardonu al ni nian ŝuldojn, kiel ankaŭ ni pardonas al niaj ŝuldantoj. Kaj ne konduku nin en tenton, sed liberigu nin de la malbono. Amen.
Klingon, designed by linguist Mark Okrand in the 1980s for the Star Trek franchise. Klingon is the language of the warrior race of the same name. Its vocabulary and grammar were intentionally created to feel alien, with harsh, guttural sounds and unusual linguistic structures, such as object-verb-subject or OVS word order. Despite its fictional origins, Klingon has developed a dedicated following, with enthusiasts translating Shakespeare and composing original works in the language. The Klingon Dictionary and resources like the Klingon Language Institute ensure that this Conlang remains a staple in both linguistic and geek cultures. Now listen to the sample.
Kragmer projmer je lutme, dachjaj, nom julhe witlaku, Alexander teravelka tinku, pum laubor tera per, klom chum hutbor jaj me edge, nechov, no pledge mouse elevanje.
Quena, one of the Elvish languages in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth legendarium, is a highly developed artistic language. Influenced by Finnish, Latin, and Greek, Quena features a melodic and complex grammar system, including inflectional endings for nouns and verbs. It was primarily used for ceremonial purposes and high literature among the elves in Tolkien's world. Tolkien, a philologist, crafted Quena with an intricate phonology and a vast lexicon, reflecting his love of languages. While not intended for practical use, Quena remains a favorite for fans of Tolkien and Conlang enthusiasts. Now listen to the sample.
Ai laurie lantar lassi surine, ignar unotti narve ramar aldoron, ignar velinti ulmar vanier mior mar delissi miru voriva, andunne pella vardo telmar nulluini jassen tintelari eleni, o Mario airitare lirinen. Si mani juldan innen quantuva. Ansiten talle varre oiolossio ve fagna maria telentari ortene, arigliti arundullave lumbolea sindanoriello caita morni e falma linna rimbe mettarhissie, un tuppa calachiglio miri oiale. Si vannuna, romello vanno a Valimar. Na marie, na hiruvaglie Valimar, na ellie hiruva, na marie.
Cindering, another Elvish language by Tolkien, was designed as the vernacular tongue of the Grey Elves. Unlike Quena, Cindering is less formal and more influenced by Welsh, reflecting Tolkien's fascination with Celtic languages. It features complex consonant mutations and a flowing rhythm. Cindering is widely spoken in Tolkien's works, including The Lord of the Rings, where characters like Legolas use it. While Quena is used for writing and ritual, Cindering's practicality makes it the everyday Elvish tongue in Middle-earth. Linguistic enthusiasts have studied its grammar and syntax extensively. Now listen to the sample.
A elbereth gilthoniel, silivren pennamiriel, omenela glarelenath. Na chairet palandiriel, o garathreminen norath, fanuilos lelinnathon, nevayar si nevayaron.
Dothraki was created by David J. Peterson for HBO's Game of Thrones, based on descriptions from George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series. The language reflects the nomadic, horse-centered culture of the Dothraki people, with a lexicon rich in terms related to nature, horses, and combat. Its grammar is straightforward yet expressive, with the subject-object-verb or SOV word order. The creation of Dothraki involved developing a vocabulary and grammar that would feel both natural and culturally appropriate, making it a popular conlang for fans of the series. Now listen to the sample.
Ahishke jada, minenesa, aja sabba bezofon, hasafka zali adrivat mae je khalesi, jine kafe hamahra je abille, makurat soa reddi, aje ribanoe akka je sirano.
High Valyrian, also created by David J. Peterson, is a conlang for the ancient, prestigious language of Valyria in Game of Thrones. Inspired by Latin, its grammar includes 4 grammatical genders and numerous inflectional endings for nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Although it is a dead language within the fictional world, its association with prestige and magic makes it significant. High Valyrian has been fleshed out enough for fans to study and use, and Duolingo even offers a course, making it accessible to a broader audience. Now listen to the sample.
Nigay Daenerys gel masmo hentad gerio lentrot, en Valeria wepoana garixan. Valeria munioengos nuihis isa. Tova gavis! Axia osentas, menti osentas! Kiloni pilos luevale tolvi osenetas! Ininini otricatas! Urnei luei tolide frisotas! Dracaris! Dova gavis! Gemut clivesori! Kesto tubi! Gemut taibri tepan! Hendo jagun chalsa luevale miri! Hendo jagun costas! Un doari vali sirio trikilsa! Gemut kiven jui tepan! Unei siti vili bilat! Un dari valotti!
Na'vi was crafted by linguist Paul Frommer for the blue-skinned Na'vi people in James Cameron's Avatar. Designed to sound otherworldly yet relatable, Na'vi combines features like adjective consonants, vowel harmony, and free word order. The language has a growing community of learners who use Frommer's grammar and lexicon to communicate and create. Its cultural context within the Na'vi deep connection to nature and their spiritual beliefs adds depth to its vocabulary and usage. Na'vi has gained popularity among fans of the film and Conlang enthusiasts alike. Now listen to the sample.
Satno?
Nga lupalut eni muma evi, zanahibahaw.
Smuke pesay.
Ahat di worko lafteli masibunupor. Asunung arwe wai talem kefya. Torola yung arlora wai telemangim, tavurit ne yapivan.
Volapuk, created in 1879 by Johann Martin Schleyer, is one of the earliest international auxiliary languages. It was intended to be a universal language, but was criticized for its complex grammar and vocabulary, which drew heavily from Germanic and Romance roots, but altered words to the point of being unrecognizable. Despite an initial wave of popularity, Volapuk was overshadowed by Esperanto due to its more straightforward design. Today, it serves as an interesting historical example of early Conlang efforts, with a small but dedicated group of modern speakers and enthusiasts. Now listen to the sample.
O fatobas, quel binolin suls, paisaludumut nemola, kumumud monarganula, shenomut vilolik, asinsul izutal, budiobsik vadelikigivulus obes adelo, e pardolus obes debis obsik, azid obzai pardobs de belezobas, en obis ninduculus intentadi, so dai dalivulus obis debad, shenuzud.
Toki, created by Canadian linguist Sonia Lang in 2001, is a minimalist language designed to simplify thoughts and promote mindfulness. With only about 120 to 137 root words, it focuses on expressing complex ideas through simple combinations of basic terms. Its grammar is intentionally minimalistic, making it easy to learn but challenging to master due to its reliance on context and interpretation. Toki emphasizes positive thinking and reduction of complexity, earning it a niche following among linguists, philosophers, and language enthusiasts. Now listen to the sample.
Mama pimimuteo, sina lon sewikon, nimi sina lisewi, ma sina okama, yano pali ewide sina, lon sewikon, lon ma. Opana epan piten posunoni, tawami mute, oweka epali ike mi, samala, ni weka epali ike, pillanante. Olawa la emita wa ike, olawa emitan ike, nililon.
Interlingua, developed in 1951 by the International Auxiliary Language Association, aims to be an easy-to-learn global auxiliary language. It is based on the common vocabulary of Romance, Germanic, and other Indo-European languages, making it immediately intelligible to speakers of these tongues. Its grammar is simple and naturalistic, avoiding artificial structures found in earlier auxiliary languages. Interlingua is used in international communication, scientific publications, and by enthusiasts who value its practical and aesthetic appeal as a conlang. Now listen to the sample.
Patre nostre, qui es in let celos, que tu nomine sia sanctificate, que tu regno veni, que tu voluntate sia facite, como in let celo etiam super le terra. Danos hodie nostre pan quotidian, e pardona a nos nostre debitas, como etiam nos los pardona a nostre debitores, e non induce nos in tentación, sed libera nos del mal. Amen.